Hello there and welcome to our Shield of the Sun video. Now in this video, what we're going to actually do is look into Revelation 12. And what we're going to do is actually study on this particular topic known it as the sign that was revealed to us from Revelation in chapter 12 from verse 1 to 6, where what I'm going to do is talk more detail actually about this particular happenstance that you're going to read about in Revelation 12, where we covered it, but there's this one aspect I would like to cover regarding the sign or the great wonder. So this is the great wonder of Revelation 12. So first, let's read what happens in the first verse. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven. So notice the word wonder. So what does wonder mean? What is the definition of it? What is the meaning presented to us in Revelation 12? Notice the words great wonder. We have wonders on earth, like if you watch a motion picture and you've watched it for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, however long it is, then what you have done with your mind is that you have opened up the factors of your mind which wanders about the scene, that you're wondering about this scene and you're wondering about that scene and you're wondering about this scene and you're wondering about the beginning and the events in it and you're wondering about the middle and the events in it and you're wondering about the end and the events in it. So what we have is a wonder that is being presented in motion frames. So to understand, it is a vision, it is a sign, and this vision and sign is a wonder for them to sit down, look upon it, and contemplate on the images that are going to be presented to them. So now that's wonder. Now we got great wonder. So what we have is a supernatural motion picture. So this is a motion picture made in heaven. And those in heaven, this would be the powers, mankind, and the angelic races, cherubim, seraphim, etc., are all going to watch this. They are going to watch this major motion picture event, great wonder in heaven. So this is about the third heaven too, and what they're about to witness. This was before mankind came to earth. So now we're going to read this. A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. So what we have is an entity who is a member of the powers. These are races of heaven that came before mankind. This particular member of the races of power is a feminine being. This feminine being is clothed with the sun, meaning she has an authority given to her to command the legions of the sun. And the moon under her feet, she has an authority given to her to command the legions of the moon, which operate within the space-time coordinates of the sun to the moon to the universe, and that includes the planets like Earth. And upon her head a crown of 12 stars. So that's representing the energies of the 12 planets of our solar system. So God tells you our solar system has 12 planets. And there is a main sun and a main moon of that star system, for which is very important to all the planets, including Earth. So this is a person being given power along with these others, and they're called powers. And these powers are given authority regarding the universe. So now we got this. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. Meaning someone attacked her. Someone went after her. Like when she was being appointed her post, taught her position, and the other angels with her, members of the powers, were being taught their positions. In the midst of this, she is seen with one of her own, because she is called a feminine being given nurturing responsibilities in her authority, and one of her soldiers, one of her people, one of the servants of God that is under her authority, for which she is also a servant of God, has been injured, is damaged. child cried, meaning to imagine that it's to say you're a commander of a battalion and several of your own, if not one of your main lieutenants, has been devastated, ripped apart and devastated. Travailing in birth, so she was also raped as well. And pained to be delivered. So travailing in birth and pain to be delivered, meaning somebody attacked her and attacked her so fiercely, so viciously, that he attacked her friends, attacked her family members, attacked persons that she was very close to, and also mutilated, cleaved, and raped her. And this was to be about the one that was appointed to be the spirit of the earth and the legions with her who will come to operate the fields of the universe, and particularly of our star system. This person was attacked, raped, and terrible things happened to her and her people. Who did these terrible things to her in heaven? Now in verse 3, this part of the movie reveals the malefactors. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. So this is as the movie is still playing. And behold, a great red dragon. This was the culprit. Having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his heads. And this was his false illegal government. So Lucifer, Satan, the devil, Azrael, they get together illegally. They have an illegal relationship. Because Lucifer was given his wives, he was given his fun. Azrael was given her husband, given her station, and they don't want to listen. They don't want to accept the paradisical paradise and everything they were given everything, not enough for them. They want to sin. What is it that they really wanted? Like in paradise, you have everything. So what is their problem? Well, verse 2 already told us their problem. Child cried. That means they like attacking and harming their own. Travailing in birth, they like to rape, and that's to say citizens of heaven for whom they're related to. They like to cause violence. They like to prod, they like to goad, they like to shoot people, stab people, harm people, beat them up maliciously, and rape them. So this is what these fallen angels were noted for doing. So behold, a great red dragon with his illegal regime were responsible for crimes like this. Murderer from the beginning. It was Satan and is Satan. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven. So he corrupted them where they were at. They left their stations and formulated Red Dragon and wanted to have a war. And did cast them to the earth. So the movie is saying that the results of their war will get them casted out. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So to understand, who's revealing this to the Apostle John? Well, God already told you in Revelation 1 who he sent to reveal this to the Apostle John. So let's read that first real quick. Join me there in Revelation 1. And in Revelation 1, verse 12 is where we get our answer. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me. This is the one that God sent to talk to the Apostle John. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. That's to say 7 supernatural beings who came before mankind. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. So he reveals the messenger's name. The messenger is named One. He is sent from the Son of Man, sent by Jesus Christ to tell the Apostle John this history. So this history he reveals to him in Revelation 12. So why does one have this particular connection with it? Well, it's because one witnessed the war in heaven. He testified against Lucifer, and this movie, this great wonder that they're seeing, was made by him to tell others what's about to go down. And he's revealing to the Apostle John how they all went to war and what started it, and well, that particular war and an events that took place just prior to that war and how it kicked it off. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So in the vision, in the great wonder vision, he's revealing that Lucifer is not done. That look at what he did to members of the powers with his legions. Look at what he did to these peaceful beings. Look at what he did to other angels and mankind. Guess what? When the woman takes her station, this feminine being over the earth, look at what he just did to her. Imagine what he's going to do to all of you. So in the movie, it becomes a warning to all of heaven. These things are coming for us, and they've already done this, so now they're going to do this. And she brought forth a man-child. Who's the man-child? This is a prophecy. Who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. So it's a prophecy that God would manifest as mankind on earth. And this manifestation will take place in a time when she is within her authority and station on earth. That when that is taking place, that the Son of Man would manifest, being God, would take a form of flesh and live on earth. Rod of iron is to say he is coming with correction. I come to refine them. I come to purge their sins away. I come to purge their opinions and indifferences away, because the rod of iron is saying that God is allowing this war to take place because of the opinions that have been formulated in his creation, and has a prophecy to ultimately try them, tribulate them, and redeem them. And the woman fled into the wilderness. Why? Because that's where the earth is located from her position, where she hath a place prepared of God, confirming what I just said, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. So that's where her work, her infusionation, and her energies come within the circuitry lines for which has been presented to her in space and time governing the earth. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels and prevailed not. So I mean, Satan and the devil, the red dragon, lost. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. They were actually given a judgment. You see, the main fallen angels, unlike the angels that were held in judgment for reserve, these angels were actually condemned ultimately for their sins, that they accepted no correction, they accepted no change, they refused to change their opinions, and God told them that their crimes, the magnitude of their crimes, were so horrible that if they are not within grounds of correction, if you leave this place, you're done. So therefore there was a war, and then with every war, with every incident, there will be judgment, and in that judgment, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. They were condemned to ultimately go to hell because of how bad they were. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil, that's Azrael, his first lieutenant, the second rank in the army of Satan, who was formerly Azrael, and Satan, who was formerly Lucifer, their main leader, who's a masculine being, which deceiveth the whole world. What's the whole world? That's to say every thought of mankind, every imagination of mankind, every vision of mankind, everything about their universe for which they envision. That old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So that's to say they didn't all get thrown out at the same time. You had angels being tossed, and then eventually he was tossed. And they all were sent when they were tossed to fulfill various things in prophecy, to either be held reserved in judgment to see if they'll stand for correction, or they are condemned to death for total hell. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuse them before our God day and night. So who's them? Who's the brethren? That would be the powers. That would be mankind. That would be the angelic races. This is in this particular speech was believed to have been given by the archangel Michael. That this is something that he said when the war came to a close and the judgment was being sealed. This is what he had to say about the fallen angels. And they overcame him, being Satan, the fallen angels. They're all one in Satan, by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. So first they had devout faith in God, such faith that they bonded themselves to the law, to God, to his way. Of him by the blood of the Lamb, is to say, by his power only, by his presence only, and by the word of their testimony, that's to say, faithful, faithful, faithful. They were faithful to him, faithful to God, and they loved not their lives unto the death, meaning they were willing to get blown up, stabbed, raped, beaten, blown, just to understand, blown into pieces, like all kinds of stuff. Take all kinds of celestial energy war, like to understand, think of Star Trek, it's a horror movie. So they were willing to die 1,000 deaths just to show that they're willing to take that much because of how much faith they truly have. So that is courageous, very courageous. Like when a person dies, they die once, right? And that means you're brave. But in heaven, it's different. There's no cemeteries in heaven. There's no non-existence in heaven. So what's dying like in heaven? What's death like in heaven? Over and over and over again is what that's like. So they were very brave. And one of those things would... Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Indeed. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. That's to say the universe. That's to say planes that move along, multidimensional spheres. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because we know he doesn't live in the ocean, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, that's to say along its rim, inside of it, into its multidimensional spheres, he persecuted the woman. That's to say the spirit of the earth, which brought forth the man-child. So how did he do that? By causing the earth to be magnetized with his imprints. Like he's still not done raping her. He finds ways to molest her by doing things to us. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle. That's to tell you that she's a member of a race of entities and she's a living being and not a metaphor, not an abstract, not a parable understanding, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, once again, a being who is attached and fusionated to the earth, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. So that's how Satan continued to persecute the spirit of the earth by destroying factors of the earth and mankind. His aim was not just to persecute the spirit of the earth, his brethren on every level, everybody. He wanted to hurt all of God's creation. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Meaning Satan hates the children of God the most, the ones that stay faithful out of all of those that choose not to, and he hates them just as bad. Join me in a prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts as we forgive those who are our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil, for thou art with us. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever and ever. In the name of Jesus Christ, the King of heaven. Amen. Remember to donate using Cash App. to $ Shield of the Sun spelled in small case letters close together. I want to say God bless you to each and every one of you. I shall see you soon.